Okay, now it's time to review the new coming Korg Nautilus with Aftertouch in 88 key version. I received this machine yesterday from Sweetwater. I purchased a Nautilus 88 key version like 2 months ago from them. But since the Korg introduced this new version, I returned that thing back and they sent me this new version almost after 45 days, and I of course paid the difference, which is around $650. So this is according to Korg website, this is officially the successor to the iconic Korg Kronos. So anybody who was waiting for the Korg to come up with a new successor for mighty Kronos, they shouldn't wait anymore because it's official. This is what you get. I waited for, after I sold my Kronos 2 years ago, I waited for 2 years because I was under this impression they might have another version, which is maybe like an upgraded one. When they introduced the Nautilus, I thought this is like a cheaper version, then they might have more, more expensive one, but it didn't happen and it's not going to happen. So that's why I purchased the Nautilus, which I'm happy. It's a very good mighty machine. It has the genes of the Kronos under the skin, has a premium build quality. The only thing that it didn't have the Aftertouch. Now that has been added. So now the Nautilus lineup has up to 5 different models. So you have it from 61 all the way up to 88 key version without the Aftertouch at lower price. And then you get this one which has the Aftertouch. So if you want to get the 88 version without the Aftertouch, is around $2,300, and this one is around $2,900. I believe they both are very competitive, and if you want to compare them with Yamaha Montage or Roland Phantom, because that price point, if the price is a very important factor to you, I believe it's a very good price for this machine, because you have almost everything that you had on the Kronos. You have those 9 sound engines, and you have almost everything except it's more simplistic. You don't have too many faders and buttons. The screen is very responsive to touch, and pretty much the same anything that you had in Kronos in a more streamlined version and more affordable. So I'm glad that it came out with this version. Now they have like a 5 different type of workstation to compete along with the Montage. Of course, the new Montage is coming. At the time of making this video, the Yamaha is going to unveil and introduce the new one in October 2023, and I'm making this video in September 2023. So in a few weeks we could expect to see the new Montage. But I have a video on my channel. If you haven't watched it, you can go ahead and watch that. There are some leaked pictures from new Montage, and you can see what does it gonna look like. So as far as things that I like and things that I do not like, I'll release another video which is comparison between these two and Montage and Phantom. But the things that I do like about this, I like the sounds. The sequencer is good, but it's a linear sequencer. It is the only available music workstation officially on the market. It doesn't mean that the Phantom or the Montage are not workstation, but they are advertised and sold as synthesizer. So on this one, you can you have like a DAW on board, so you can do everything in the keyboard without a need of hooking it up to any DAW. And of course it does have a software which is called Nautilus Connect, which I didn't have any luck with it. It doesn't work good in conflict with my Ableton, or mostly with the Cubase most of the time, so I don't use it. But it's kind of like a mirror of this screen. So if you don't like to work with this screen, you can download that, or you can download the app which is called the Nautilus Connect and hook this up to your tablet, and you have plenty of room to put your tablet here, and of course control this machine through your tablet. Everything is good, and the only thing that I might like or dislike, I don't know. You will still have different modes, like you have program mode, combination mode. So I believe Korg tried to keep this in the old fashion that they had, maybe just for the sake of their own loyal customers. I don't say it's bad, but I like the Phantom and Montage better because there is no mode. It's always in the performance mode. That's what I like about those. But this one I have to switch from program to combination. So it's a little bit more confusing, but that's the way that even the Kronos was this way. The other thing that I do not like is these are the RT controls. I mean, they are too close to each other, so if I pop them up, it's hard to work and grab, unless if I just pop up the one that I wanted to work. Doesn't have too much of grab like the grab that you get on encoder knobs on Montage or Phantom. It doesn't have the karma, but you won't miss probably that because in my opinion the arpeggiator here is pretty good enough, because you know, if you have been a Kronos user, I believe you always had a problem to program that karma. So you always just, I personally I was just using the presets, but this one is easy to control, to program and edit your arpeggiator. It has like a somehow TR record sequencer similar to one you get on the Roland Phantom. But the only differentiation is you have only 4 scenes, whereas on Kronos you had up to 8 scenes. So it's still 4 scenes is good because it's very close or similar to what you get on an arranger, because you have 4 differentiations on a comp or any style that you use. And the other difference that you get here, I already showed this thing and probably you have seen it. Adjusting your piano to your desirable is easy. You grab the lid and so you can adjust the parameters. It might not be as comprehensive as like a piano, V piano on this Roland Phantom, because on the V piano on the Roland Phantom you can tweak and tune each individual note, so it's a little bit more comprehensive. But I like the pianos on these machines, the Italian pianos. Everything is nice. I mean, the pianos, the electric pianos, the EPs, the strings, even the synthesizer voices. When it comes to the sound designing, definitely the Nautilus is not anywhere near Roland Phantom, because Roland Phantom is mainly just a sound engine core, I would say synthesizer focus, especially with expansions like Enzyme. You have too much of an ability to design your voices to whatever you want it. So I have another video about this Enzyme if you want to go and watch. But yeah, so this is more about having direct access to the filters, and you have of course a designated section for digital and analog filters. So this is more like a synth engine focus, is for designing the sound. And the sequencer on this one of course is like a pattern sequencer, like the one that you get like an Ableton. And of course get DAW control, you have a very good integration with Ableton, so you don't even have to touch your computer most of the time in order to record and do some stuff. You can do it here. So either if you use Ableton or Pro Logic, it has a good integration. So at the same time we have the Nautilus, which you don't have to use the DAW all the time to unleash the power of this machine to the fullest extension. But of course it's better to have that, because your workflow is much better. Some of the other things that I like about this machine is so you can record any voice track, any audio track directly to the machine, because it has a DAW on board. The other thing that you're missing in comparison with Kronos, you do not have the vector control here. It's mainly on the screen. If I can bring this thing up, let me choose a scene voice, and you go to page, and as sometimes it's been so your vector control is here on the screen. And it's similar to what you get on the Roland Phantom that you have the motion pad. So, but yeah. So yeah, it is good. It's as good as a Korg Kronos, and it's kind of modern and it's easier to work somehow, and it has a better integration with DAW. So yeah, I really recommend this machine, especially if you want to have the Aftertouch. Now you get the Aftertouch, and it's made in Japan, and the only thing that I see is difference from the previous one that I bought, and it didn't have the Aftertouch. Of course, you get the AT badge here, which is kind of embossed, and it's an aluminum brush, which is not like a printed, and it gives it a good look. And the side panels, these wood panels, they have like a darker stain, whereas the previous one had a side panel which was very close to my PA5X. So probably that's the thing that you can differentiate this one if you see it anywhere, because it doesn't have any AT badge on the back of it. So if you see it, probably you have to look. It might not be easy to recognize, but this is definitely darker than the one without that. As far as the look, it looks very similar, especially in this 88 version is similar to Kronos, and the 61 version and 73 version, they look like a Korg Chrome look. So it has a premium look, it has a premium quality, keyboard feels good. The price is still, even with this Aftertouch one, is still competitive. What you need to consider if, let's say if you purchase you want to purchase Phantom or Montage. The Montage doesn't exist, of course. You have to purchase the new one if you want to buy brand new, which is gonna be out in a few months. But even if you buy a Montage, the existing one, or Nautilus. So between these two, if you are wondering which one is the better suit for you, they're all great machines. You can buy them, take them home, and happy with any of this. But they might have a different capabilities because they are produced by different manufacturers for targeting different type of consumers. So as I mentioned, the Nautilus is more like a self-contained, and everything is on board. This is the only workstation on the market. You do not have to use DAW that much if you don't want. No limitation as far as the workflow, because it's like a strip version, simplistic version, which I like this design. It's simplistic, clean cut design. The price is very good, desirable. I mean, $2,900, still $1,000 cheaper than both Montage and Roland Phantom. Of course, it's a trade-off. You might get some stuff on this one that you don't get on the Montage or Phantom, and you might do some things. Like, I mean, definitely having a fluid-like workflow on the Montage, on the Phantom, is something that is really nice. The Montage is somehow similar to Nautilus, and the Nautilus and Montage are more like toward the performance, because they do have patches and presets. Like Montage has 10,000 arpeggios, and you have these different scenes. You have this brilliant and lovely super knob. So these are more like toward to be something between synthesizer and a arranger. Because of that, because you can have a comp, you can play your chord with your left hand, and you have different scenes to differentiate that multi-layer arpeggiators. Whereas on this Phantom, you don't get anything like that. You can have, of course, you have like 128 arpeggiator with five to six different variations and different motifs. So you can get probably up to 600 to 700 combination. But you have to split and designate that to the left hand. And you still have just one single layer. So if you want to make a song, then you have to use that pattern sequencer. You get stuck with that, because this is more toward the sound creation and song design, I mean sound design. You can design your own sound, especially if you download the enzyme expansion. So for instance, the enzyme expansion, it's a wavetable technology, and you can download along with that the model expansions for Jupiter X. And it's nice when you download all of these things. You have different like an interface for each one. Your knob's gonna change color. If I choose like a Juno 106, my knob's gonna be red, and so on and so on. And the enzyme is, of course, this incredible thing that has too many parameters to design your own, including the step LFO, and of course you have the Z core here too. So as I mentioned, this is more toward sound designing, and it's a nice synthesizer slash workstation. And just gotta keep that in mind, this one has a pattern sequencer, and you have a TR record, which is similar to what you get on the arpeggiator or on the Nautilus. So this is the different type Ableton-like sequencer, whereas both Montage and Nautilus, they have linear sequencer. But if you download all the expansion, you get almost the whole history of the Roland. You can get up to 4,000 sounds on this one. It's amazing. In my opinion, none of these two, neither the Phantom or Nautilus, they do not have the acoustic voices as realistic as the Montage. AWM2 technology by Yamaha gives you reproduce the very realistic sounds when it comes to like a guitar or any sax or anything. As far as the piano, I believe all the pianos are good. The CFX piano on the Montage is great. The pianos on the Nautilus is awesome. And the V piano on this one is great too. And you get unlimited polyphony. And the keyboard on Phantom is far better than both Nautilus and Montage, because you get a wood hammer action keyboard. The keyboard and these two are pretty close, but on the upcoming Montage, Yamaha replaced this with a wood hammer action. So I'm assuming the new Yamaha Montage is gonna have a better keyboard than Nautilus. So and that's pretty much this thing. If you are a die-hard Korg fan and you just want to buy Korg products because you think the Korg is the best, you're not like me, because I'm not biased toward any brand. I like them all and I buy them all. And if you don't want to buy the Nautilus, because I still know some fanatics, people that they just very die-hard fan of the Korg Kronos, and of course the Kronos was the beast. And it's hard to top that, but it was getting old, and this is a new successor. So, but if you don't want to buy this, and if you think this is not a good fit for you, what else could be your choice if you are not a Yamaha fan or a Roland Phantom fan? Maybe you can go and buy the Korg PA5X in 88 key version. It's a nice arranger. It has pretty much whatever you need, including a large capacitive touch screen, large variety of voices, and you have very super real acoustic voices on this one. And pair it up with the Roland Phantom. This combination gives you the most powerful sound creating machine of all time. So I believe if, let's say, Korg wanted to make something far better than Kronos, that would be a machine like this too. A combination, if you could put these two machines in a box, which is not possible, probably it's because it's not possible and practical to control it, it will be a combination of these two. So it's what it is. As far as the input, what I like a Korg PA5X has some like a basic guitar effects that you can hook up your guitar and record, and it's nice. It's not as comprehensive as some like a digital effects that you can purchase for your guitar, but it's good. So yeah, I recommend this Korg Nautilus with the Aftertouch, if you care about the Aftertouch. If you do not care, of course, even the one without the Aftertouch is still good. At $2,900, what you can get? $2,900, because this is a flagship by Korg right now. So this is competing neck to neck with Montage and Phantom. And since they have the three different variations without the Aftertouch, those are cheaper and are there to compete with maybe Modi X Plus and Phantom O series. But at this price, you can purchase Kurzweil K2700. Maybe it is good. Specs are good, but I don't. And it does have physical controls more than this one. I don't see it as refined as Nautilus, though. Even though it has a very good specs, and you have like a touch sensitive pads here. But I don't think is as, I mean, you have to try it. Actually, I order a K2700. I'm gonna do a review on it in a few coming weeks. But yeah, you can compare this with, yeah, so at this price range, I believe Nautilus might be, for some reasons, I mean, better. As far as the look, is premium looking, very good quality. I love it. But the only thing that I do not like, as far as the look, I like the previous version, the one without the Aftertouch. You cannot see it in the video. Yeah, it was definitely like a lighter stain. But that's a personal preference. It doesn't matter. But yeah, it's a nice machine. If you want to go ahead and buy it, it's available now, I guess. I was lucky to get it. Probably one of the first people who bought it because it was on pre-order. But yeah, go ahead and try it if you are on the market and you were waiting for new Kronos to come out with. So just, this is the bad news, because you're never gonna have another successor to Kronos. This is the real legit successor according to the Korg website, and it's a pretty good one. So I think they nailed it. They made a good machine. The price is good, quality is good. It has the very gene of the Kronos. It has all those things that you had in the Kronos in a very more streamlined and more affordable version. So until the next review, bye for now.